Hunger is a growing problem that hits close to home. In the Evergreen district, nearly 50% of students are now on the Washington State free or reduced lunch program.
And they get their main sustenance here at our school for breakfast and for lunch. It makes you wonder, how can they eat at night?
That's why Kim Burhow helped launch the Pantry Project last year, offering food assistance to students at Evergreen High School.
We've had one of the highest unemployment rates in the state for quite a long time, and students whose parents are doing just fine, and then like anybody, they get laid off, they might have a couple bad months.
But the school sometimes had trouble keeping enough food on the shelves, so they turned to the Evergreen School District Foundation for help.
The foundation, as they became interested in what we were doing, was extremely important, because that's where the community connections flourish. And that relieves pressure on us from having to constantly be trying to collect food.
Being on the foundation, we thought it was a great project to take on. Obviously, that's the kind of work that we try to do. And so we said, well, let's kind of create a unified, sustainable program at all the high schools.
The foundation reached out to the community to bring in new partners. The SHARE organization is now a major part of the program.
SHARE brings bags each week, about 5 to 10 pounds of food, enough for a student. And then what our pantries are there for is to provide additional for the families, so that we can not only have a student take a bag home, but also take food home for the entire family.
There are now donation and distribution sites at all Evergreen high schools. The food collected by students and staff members will supplement the donations coming from SHARE.
They can pick up a SHARE bag, and then they can go in and peruse the closet, and anything that they need, they can take it.
Student volunteers do their part by stocking the shelves and keeping an inventory of the food they have on hand. At Mountain View High School, senior Michael Nadig helped get their new pantry up and running for his senior project. He was surprised by the great need for food assistance at Mountain View.
I really was, honestly. I knew that maybe other schools might have had a bigger problem with it, but Mountain View, you know, the kids I see every day, I really didn't expect it. And then knowing that we had 46% of our students on free and reduced lunch really surprised me. So I felt like it was a definite need here at the school.
Mountain View has dubbed this Mandys Pantry, named after Mandy Latham. The 18-year-old was killed in a car crash last summer, shortly after graduating from Mountain View. She had a dream of starting a food bank at the school.
She was a really big positive influence around the school. She really made my personal high school experience, my junior year, a really great year. She did a lot of things that were just fantastic around the school. And, you know, hearing her passing, she's so ingrained in the school that it just felt like it had to be the name, and it had to be dedicated to her.
Student volunteers like Michael are the backbone of the Pantry Project, with leadership students playing an especially important role.
The leaderships are probably the commonality amongst the schools, that they've all wanted to get involved, and they're all making that portion where they are running the food drives and stocking their pantries.
These leadership students at Union High School are organizing what they call the Care Closet.
I definitely feel like this is a really good use of our time. Yeah, we do it every Tuesdays and Thursdays are like committee days, and this is our committee, so we dedicate our whole period to the Care Closet on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
There are also many parents who dedicate their time to the Pantry Project.
Somebody was pretty generous. We've got syrup and potato and rice mixes, ketchup.
Lynette Tanaka is a parent who finds time in her schedule to help out.
You hope that you would at least be able to help another student have the basics. And that's why I became involved, is because I have the time, and I'm very blessed to be able to say, you know, I can give a little bit towards this, and certainly my time is, you know, I'm happy to be giving that.
And there's strong community support for the Pantry Project, with donations coming from local businesses and churches.
The Latter-day Saints had a huge food collection on September 22nd. It's what they call their Day of Service event, and we were able to collect 2,300 pounds of food from that event alone.
These students at Heritage High School are unloading some of the donations collected at the Day of Service event. The donations are added to those collected by students in their own food drive events. they've turned this empty closet into a fully stocked pantry. Heritage calls it the Dinner Tonight program, and many students and teachers want to be a part of it. They also try to keep necessities like toiletries and clothing on hand. The goal at all of the Evergreen high schools is to make food easily accessible to any student who needs it. But one of the biggest challenges of the Pantry Project is reaching those who need help.
We don't want anybody to be embarrassed, so we try to do it in a very discreet way. But obviously we'll want to continue to reach out because we know if we have 50% of the kids that are on free and reduced lunch, then we want 50% of them coming in.
I'm hoping that we've made it a community place that people can come in and get what they need and not afraid to ask for that kind of help.
If you want to get involved, donations of cash and food are always welcome. You can find more information online at evergreenschoolddistrictfoundation.com. The need is great, but so is the spirit of generosity and caring at all of our Evergreen schools.